Okay, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Polani. Hope you had a great weekend and ready to kick off the new week in style. Politics, yes, it's what we do most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time it needs to be said. So we're looking at the political permutations ahead of the 2027 general election. What your thoughts are. Our guest is Senator Shehu Sani. He's an author, human rights activist, and politician. He's joining us remotely. Good morning, Senator Shehu Sani.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. So, as I was saying, we're looking at the political permutations because it's not clear what exactly is going on. On the one hand, there's so many different aspects to it. But, you know, Kwakwanso, the leader, should I say, of the ANPP, no, sorry, I beg your pardon, that's a party from the Second Republic. No, it's the New Nigeria People's Party. Former Governor Kwakwanso, you know, he has introduced another aspect. There has been so much conjecture that he's on the way into the APC. Then after that, we now hear that it might not exactly be like that. Then we hear that he had a meeting with the president over last week. Then we're hearing that that is fake news. Whatever be the case, what are your thoughts on the political permutations ahead of the 2027 elections?
First of all, thank you for having me in your program. Well, 2027 is still very far and still very close. Far in the sense that there's still a room for alliances, mergers, consultations, and relationships being built on that level. And it is very close in the sense that it is taking shape in terms of where people belong. What we have on the ground now is that we have a ruling party with majority in the Senate and House of Reps, and also with political figures holding political position, the campaign gravitating to the ruling party. This is what we have now on this side. And on this other side, we have a comatose or docile or dormant opposition in the PDP, which has not found its footing. And another level, we have a coalition of people who were part and parcel of the way this country has been ruled and ruined in the last 25 years that have now assembled themselves as a coalition. All said and done, it is still too early to say this is the direction of 2027. But from what we can see now is that as far as the ruling party is concerned, there is an opportunity for itself to win back all that it has lost in the last 2 years. And what are the problems and where are the issues to which it has problems? Basically, if we are to tell ourselves the real truth, is about the removal of subsidy in one hand, which came with consequences of hardships and suffering in the lives of people. And they are not considerate of the long-term positive aspect of the reform program, because we are coming from a past where government is simply transactional. You come, take over position of power and appease and please the people, and when your time reaches, you leave without consideration to where will the country be in the next 10, 20, 40 years. So, but this is the first time in our history that we are having a leader that is determined to risk losing his popularity, support base, with a determination to implement bold and courageous reform that comes with consequences to his own popularity and political base. So now, the coalition is basically dominated by people from northern part of Nigeria. And as far as they are concerned, they are part and parcel of the ruling political elite. And what we are having is not that these ones are Marxists, these ones are capitalists, or these ones are conservative, these ones are progressive. The coalition were part and parcel of governance and misgovernance in this country for 25 years. And now they felt left out. Now they assembled themselves, trying to pick on these failings and weaknesses and challenges of the country and see how they can copulate for that to deliver them to power. But the ruling party, the president, has a historic opportunity. It is not peculiar to Nigeria. Anywhere in the world, when you have a leader that is implementing reforms and programs that are unheard of and unexperienced by a nation for decades, he is bound to face this backlash and consequence. But if he remains resolute and determined, and the result of his own reforms start bearing fruit, the views of the people will change. But the politics we have seen now in this country is that there are people who are using ethnic and sectional sentiment. And the target is how can they mobilize, incite, and instigate the northern voters to move against the president and the ruling party, thinking that that formula has worked in 2013, 2014, so it's going to work now. But unknowingly that they are dealing with a different personality. And that is one. Secondly, is that if we go on this level where people who were part and parcel of the structure of this country now come forward and present themselves as messiahs, as avant-gardes of liberation of freedom, because every time you hear them, they want to rescue Nigeria, they want to salvage Nigeria, they want to deliver Nigeria. And we have been through this mantra of deliverance, rescue, and saving Nigeria for 25 years, and this is where they landed us to. If you are looking for people who destroyed Nigeria in the 16 years of PDP, they are in the coalition. If you are looking for people who destroyed Nigeria in the 8 years of APC, they are in the coalition. If you are looking for people who were present in both the first and the second destruction, they are also in the coalition. So for Nigerians, the choice is for us. Either we go along with the reform program and see where it's going to deliver us to. And if it doesn't deliver, then certainly an opposition and resistance will start against the president, which is going to be nationwide. But if it delivers, then it means that is the right way we are to go. But that is the beauty of democracy. We need a credible opposition. We need an alternative opposition. But the people who today parade themselves as opposition in the coalition platform are not different from the ones you want to change. Nigeria's democracy is 25 years old. And then you have someone who was 8 years as a speaker, 8 years as a minister, 8 years as a governor. It means the whole of the 23 of the 25 years of democracy, he has been in office. And today he is saying that things are bad. And we have someone who has also been a governor for 8 years, a minister for 4 years, and head of parasocial for 4 years. He's also saying things are bad. We have a chief of army staff who presided over the military of the country and couldn't able to save us from bandits in the northwest, terrorists in the northeast, and left Nigeria in the hands of criminal gang elements. He too is talking about insecurity in the country. Now, it's good for Nigerians. That's democracy. If you have an alternative forces of progressivism, of change, revolutionary forces who can deliver this country out of our neoliberal thinking and out of the political ruling elite who are already in power, it's good to go then. But you don't go back to those who destroyed this country and think they can do anything magical. They will normally deceive you with coming with a magic wand, with a miracle to perform or whatever. But whatever you see today as Nigeria's problem, the problems are already there in why they have assembled themselves as coalition. You can't be talking about the future while going back to the past. So to me, I think the 2027 is still premature. It's unfortunate as a country like us. We have 4 years of democracy, but it's only 1 year of governance. The second year is talking about the next election. The third year is preparing for the next election. The fourth year is organizing the next election. So I don't know when we are going to start as a nation of 230 million people, yes, with a lot of challenges: education, health, infrastructure, security. We are still not settled for governance. We are talking of 2027 election. So it's unfortunate. And younger generation of Nigerians, people who are younger than 40 and 30, they are still looking for salvation from people who are in their 70s and their 80s. It's quite unfortunate. Look at what is happening in Senegal. Nigerian younger generation cannot even assemble themselves, get somebody of their own age, rally around him, and see how they can use him to challenge Tinubu and challenge Ronald. They're still going back to people who were those who have exterminated and annihilated their future, and thinking that they will lead them out of Egypt to the. If those are the people who will lead us out of Egypt, then it's better you stand with Pharaoh, because they are not taking us anywhere. That is my own little assessment on this matter.
What do you make, Senator, of the what I would call the Kwankwaso phenomenon, by which I mean, there was much being made of the fact that he seemed to be on his way into the ruling party, the fact that the former chairman of the ruling party, maybe fortuitously, well, whatever, coincidentally, happened to be out of the way, and that was all thought to have been worked at. Now we're hearing that, at least I was reading the papers this morning, and, Kwankwaso was saying that my hands are full. We're receiving thousands of, entries from the APC, the ruling party, that kind of thing. So what do you make of all of this? And along the line, there are rumors that he spoke with the president, he didn't speak with the president. Quite frankly, we don't know where all of that is. So I wonder if you have any sense that you can make of the NNPP, the New Nigeria People's Party, joining the APC, and the role following the, I don't know if to call it outburst, but statement that he made. I was a bit divisive, but you know what I'm talking about. So what do you make of this political phenomenon, Kwankwaso?
First of all, Kwankwaso is a political asset. He is not just an ordinary politician. He's one that commands respect and followership in Kano, which is one of the most important political bases in the whole of Nigeria, not just northern Nigeria. And he cannot be overlooked. Now he's a beautiful bride. The coalition wants him, the ruling party wants him, and the PDP wants him. We were in the 8th Senate together, and I know that he's a man who worked tirelessly to build his support base in Kano. He came from the progressive political wing of Nigeria's ruling elite, and I think it will be better for him to align himself with the present ruling party and then see how the equation can be done for the future of Nigeria and the northern region. No sensible politician will ignore the relevance, political relevance of Kwankwaso. I don't think he has a base in coalition, because the coalition will certainly present Atiku. There is no way anybody can defeat Atiku in any primary election. So Peter Obi in coalition is just wasting his time. He better go back to his Labour Party and build it. He cannot be chasing two rabbits at the same time. His own base has nothing to do, is organic, is with the younger people from the country, and he should go there and build his base. He cannot defeat Atiku in a primary election, and Kwankwaso cannot think of coming to the coalition also to lead. It's virtually going to be very difficult. But there is the space in the PDP. But the PDP has already zoned the presidency to the southern, as for what I have read, to the southern part of Nigeria. So to me, I believe that he should think about allying himself. But I was surprised when I saw that he came out and made a comment about lopsidedness of projects. Yes, which of course I would like to comment on.
Sure.
But to me, nobody should ignore Kwankwaso. I would like to see, not even Kwankwaso, my wish, I would have loved to see Sule Lamido. I would love to see progressive revolutionary people who came from our own PRP, NEPU, socialist revolutionary culture in northern Nigeria. I want to see them align themselves and taking the possibility of taking over power in the future. So that is where I would say this is where you should be. It's going to be easier for you because he was pushed out of the PDP for the simple reason that he wanted to nominate the vice chairman of the Northwest in the party. Then they say good riddance that he can leave. And then he left. He built his base in Kano. No sensible politician will ignore millions of votes in Kano. It happened during the Second Republic. We were younger then, when there was a coalition between Waziri Ibrahim, Zik, Awolowo, and they came together, but Aminu Kano refused to attend the meeting. And then you can see what happened. MPN won the election. So he's someone whom should actually be listened to. His criticisms, his views, notwithstanding, he has the right to express his opinion, but he is not someone whom you can just ignore. Yes.
Okay, I take what you're saying there from the benefit of political wisdom, but is he playing hard to get, and is this to be expected? Because many people have said that considering the fact that he is viewed by many as a statesman, that statement that he put out, which he doubled down on subsequently, was like a step too far. So is he playing hard to get, and is this part of the political game, so to call it?
Well, you see, in as much as Kwankwaso is a political asset, and also you should know that the person at the helm of affairs, Asoju, has been a cat with 9 lives, has seen different kind of political weathers, and also he has alliances. The possibility, if Kwankwaso could not get in and decide to still stand on his own, it would still favor the president. So it is better in greater terms. And I believe that he's also been very careful, knowing the experiences he has passed through. He's been through the APC and he was humiliated under the Buhari administration. He's been through the PDP, he was humiliated. So NMPP gave him a platform for to exercise his own political capacity, competence, and relevance in the Nigerian political scene. And from the way I talked with him the last time, I think his mind is at peace with NMPP. He doesn't want to belong to a certain party where he will have to be struggling, trying to justify why he should be there. Okay. And I think this is what's happening. Yes, but the statement which he made is also appealing to northern Nigeria. As a politician, I know that for me, that have been an activist and also a politician. As an activist, we say our mind, we say our hearts straight. But for a politician, when he speaks, you need an interpretation of what he said, whether what he said, he means it or he doesn't mean it. But to me, he is appealing to the northern audience, and he has done it. Yes.
Well, yeah, he has done it, but, and as you said, he's a very important, he's an asset. And in fact, one can double that down and say an important asset that should not be overlooked. But the way he's playing now, considering that it is thought, unless the maxim that we hear that in politics there are no friends, no foes, only interests, considering that he's not unknown to Tinubu. Tinubu is not unknown to him. And this is like, quote unquote, fighting talk that is, first of all, putting out there and then doubling down on. But, you know, you sort of explained how it is. On the one hand, there are people who are saying that that is why we, from the north, voices from the north, some youth voices are saying that's why we expelled him from the party. I don't think those people can expel, you know, the man from the party. But that's what's out there. So is it like people should just look away from all of that distraction as sort of noise, political noise, and just focus on how the principals will sort themselves out? Meaning that this one, we are being told that the meeting between President Tinubu and Alhaji Kwankwaso didn't happen, or it did happen. We should just wait for them to sort themselves out and then come back to us, and then we know exactly where we are. But they're playing this, both of them, very close to their chest.
Let me tell you how things work from my little experience in politics.
Sure.
If you are an important person, a political force, and you want to join a party, whether it's ruling or opposition, there will certainly be opposition against your movement. There are forces within this administration that are opposed to, not to, Tinubu wants him to come back to APC, but there are forces in the administration that are in supporters of Tinubu and that have worked for Tinubu to emerge as a president and knew very well that Kwankwaso would be an asset to Tinubu, but the problem is that Kwankwaso will be a threat to their own political privileges, comfort, and the situation and the position they secured themselves in this administration. So they will naturally have to be a stumbling block for him to join in. So it is for the president to choose either to damn those internally who are opposed to him and bring Kwankwaso in, and also to accede to them and keep Kwankwaso out of it. But Tinubu is an experienced politician, a man who has been in the political terrain for a very long time and never make a step until he makes sure that it is safe. Mm-hmm. I believe he will make the right decision at the right time. But for Kwankwaso, his hands are open. But the forces that are in him, and the forces are mostly from Kano. And the forces can tell him that, Mr. President, if it's Kano you want, we can deliver Kano to you. You don't need to bring Kwankwaso. Because the moment Kwankwaso comes into this government, he becomes the leader of the party in the state, and also likely the only political force from northern part of Nigeria. And that will displace a number of people in the administration, which is not going to be that easy. Mm-hmm. Sometimes in politics, you don't get everything you want. You may make hard decisions that are painful. I have seen that in the last few months, there were calls for Mr. President to remove this minister. But there are people who are appointed to be a sort of peace in their state and to settle some political scores and to build some bridges. So if you pull them out, there is a likelihood that the bomb there will detonate and will lead to a lot of explosion. So likewise, keeping Kwankwaso out has consequences, and bringing him in also has consequences. But the president will look at which one is better for him to do. Kwankwaso is not the only political force in northern Nigeria. Even governors, like Governor of Kaduna State now, Shehu Sani, has been able to rally all the northwestern governors to come to Kaduna and endorse Mr. President, which became a problem in northeastern part of Nigeria. So he's also a political force as far as the northwest and the north is concerned. So, but the relevance of Kwankwaso has been that he has a broad base nationally. He has taken his time to build bases in all the 36 states. He has structures. And he's not a novice in politics. So that's why Tinubu she'll try and make peace between the forces in his administration and Konkoso so that both can all be of use to Mr. President. But Konkoso made a statement over the lopsidedness of projects. And but the fact is that, like I said, what politicians say sometimes need interpretation. He's sending a clear message that he can also be on the other side, and if this side doesn't want him. So it's more or less a statement he's making, which Mr. President has to decide what he wants to do.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Senator Sani, helping us to understand the nuances of some of these things, especially for a lot of viewers who are not necessarily politicians to understand it. I'll take a quick break now so that there will be fewer interruptions, and then when we come back, I'll also open up the phones so we can get input from home. Do please stay with us.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I am sure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
Power, politics, and accountability on fireworks. No seat is too high, no question too hard. If they hold an office, they are on the hot seat. If they have power, they answer to the people and answer the hard questions.
Only strong men lead, not weak men who don't have knowledge, who don't have capacity, who don't have access.
This is not just talk. This is fireworks.
Corruption started. Corruption in what? You cannot send your animal to where they train police officers.
No filter, no favoritism, no fear. No holds barred. Unbiased, unafraid, unfiltered.
Why should people elected into office and are being funded by the treasury of the state, and then their salary and allowances will be treated in secrecy?
Fireworks, only on TVC News.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Okay, welcome back. Our guest is Senator Shehu Sani, author, human rights activist, and politician. And we're looking at the permutations, the political permutations ahead of 2027 general election. And Senator Shehu Sani has been favoring us with his read and his understanding of goings on in the polity leading towards that. Principle among which is that, look, there's still a fair bit of time between now and 2027. And I take that importantly because a lot can change. But for this moment, I want to thank you very much, Senator Shehu Sani, for giving us the benefit of your read of this matter. Now, let me continue on that trajectory a bit. What do you think it means? Because there have been rumors in town. We are in Nigeria, and Nigerians, if they don't do any other thing, they will at least provide a surfeit of rumors. Why it is when the time comes, you've just said that we're a fair bit away from that election, but when the time comes, much has been made of the president choosing his running mate after he would have got the ticket. That's to one side. That is for people who are saying that they are afraid, they are suspecting that the president might not want to run with his current vice president, who was his running mate. Where they get that from, only the Lord knows, but it's out there. And that has led the president to say that, fear not, the time has not come. I will get the nomination first, and then I will choose a running mate. What do you think of all of that vis-a-vis the Kwankwaso idea of coming in to the party?
Well, first of all, people don't vote for running mate. They vote for the president. And the running mate only adds value to the president. So to me, I have seen that the whole argument is centered around a personality. My own understanding of it is that whoever you pick as the running mate cannot tilt the balance or your election fortunes, as long as if you are a good person and you're accepted by the people and you have done well in office, you'll be re-elected into office. So it doesn't mean whoever is your... After all, Jonathan, running mate, is Namadi Sambo from Kaduna State. He lost election there. And Buhari has been picking running mates from the southeastern part of Nigeria. And he never gets their vote all the time which he has been there. And at a certain time, even Buhari picked someone from the southwest as a running mate. He couldn't get the vote. So it's about the person who is there. If President Tinubu performed well and people start seeing, they would vote for him. The president is the leader, is the chief security officer of the country, is the one who's boxed up on his table. So wherever you pick a running mate, it doesn't matter. So to me, but the question about the Shetima and Konkoso, whichever one Tinubu picks as a running mate, once the people have approved of Tinubu, they will vote for him. Even if you pick anybody from the northern minority, he will still win his election. So it's about him, about the policies of his government, about the impacts on the lives of people, and about his scorecard in office is what matters, and not any running, walking, or crippling mate. So that's my own view on that. But in the sense that in northern Nigeria, Kano has the highest number of voters. For the president, what he needs to do clearly is to sit down with at least three personalities: Kwankwaso, Senator Barrow, the Deputy Senate President, and Ganduji, and iron out their differences and see how we can get votes. And since the president will contest 2027, the chances for the North is 2031 as far as the ruling party is concerned. So whoever wants to aspire for power should look for 2031. For now, it's the president that is going to be. But I believe that at the right time, he is going to do what he needs to do. Before this election, there are many people who thought that, even including me, that I thought that Muslim ticket may be impossible in a multi-religious Nigeria. But Tinubu contested. And look at it. In the whole states in the northeastern part of Nigeria, it's only Borno State he won, and he still became the president of Nigeria. And in the northwestern part of Nigeria, he won Zamfara and at least Jigawa State, and lost many of the states, and still became the president of Nigeria. So even if a section of the country did not vote for him, or other section vote for him, he can still win election. No part of the country should consider itself more relevant than others. But what we should maintain is the principle of rotation of power. This 2027 should be left for Southerners to finish their term. And then 2031, it is the right of any Northerner to contest election. But the point is that and it's happened during Buhari, the courtesy was extended to him. In 2019, there was any serious Southerner that challenged Buhari, because the belief was that Buhari should complete. So that courtesy needs to be extended this time around in the interest of unity. Even if you are an opposition party, whether ADC or PDP, consider southern part of Nigeria. The same thing with the ruling party. Make your candidate come there, and let us look at it from this point of view. Sadly, even the last election, Atiku is a presidential material. He has been through the struggle of Nigeria, and has contributed a lot to the democratization process in this country. But the equation as it is today, that the South will feel that They have had their own, someone from their own side has been here for 4 years, so it should be their own turn. Even look at the crisis going within the coalition. Supporters of Peter Obi are attacking Atiku directly or indirectly, and supporters of Atiku are saying it's either Atiku or nothing. So you can see even the internal conflict, internal contradiction of that coalition, phantom coalition as it is now. So to me, I suggest that we should put this into consideration when it comes to the matter of national interest, unity, and the future of Nigeria ahead of any other thing. As for the North, we have had our tenure for 8 years, and we should be waiting for our own 8-year tenure undisrupted that should come from 2031. That is my view. As for the president, he is a leader of a country. He's been voted in. He should be fair. He should be just. He should be equitable. And I believe that he is doing it to the best of his ability. I read the statement of Konkoso, where he said policies and programs of this administration is favor the South and the North. But to put it in proper context and perspective is that under Buhari, the top beneficiaries of that 8 years administration is Northwest and Southwest in appointments and in projects. And the momentum still remains the same under this. It's not about North and South. And secondly, the Minister of Budget is from the North. The North has dominance in House of Reps and Senate. So where the budgets are passed. So if they feel the North is threatened, that is where they should challenge it. The third aspect of it is that we are all here. Northerner was in power for 8 years, and he left the litany of uncompleted projects and projects that never were initiated and were took up from the ground. So trying to ascribe the poverty, the underdevelopment, the insecurity of the northern part of Nigeria to the last 2 years, I think is trying to circumvent the truth of the matter as it exists. The North should talk to itself, and that is where the solution lies. And this idea of saying we must seize power at this very time, we should take cognizance of the unity and peace and the future of Nigeria, which should respect the principle of rotation in 8-year time, even if it's not in our constitution.
Indeed. Now, you've just said that any Northerner will be looking towards 2031 if he's going to play cricket. That's the way it is, and that's the gentlemanly thing to do. So that's the way that will be. But I wonder if you think that, because some people, from commentaries that I have read, are looking at 2027 as important in terms of the running mate of Tinubu, because come the 2031 election, whoever is the vice president of the sitting president at the end of his tenure certainly will not be a pushover in terms of looking for a candidate from the North for that party, in this case, the ruling party. So some are saying that is why this is very, very important. And if Kashim Shettima is not chosen, there are people that will take offense from his political base. So it's like, how delicate or how complicated a scenario do you see this little subset of the subject matter we're talking about?
Well, to me, I don't see anything wrong with continuing with Shettima. You see, sometimes they say the devil you know is better than the one you don't know. What has Shettima done wrongly? Is there any sign of insubordination? Is there any sign of crisis? And I will also use this opportunity to appeal to Shettima to take it from himself that after chosen by the president to be his running mate, and he should listen to people who will instigate him, who will incite him to start a crisis, which is needless. If God has it that this is the 4 year you're going to serve as a vice president, so be it. You have achieved and accomplished so many things, but remain loyal and remain firm and in support of your principle. They did that to Atiku, and this is what has led him to for over 20 years now. So they are now, if you look at the statement from the coalition or the opposition, trying to prep up the vice president, telling him he is a principled man, he's a Democrat, he is what he is saying is the truth. It's not that they love him. All they want is to see how they can plant the seed of discord between him and the president. And they were able to achieve that during Obasanjo's time. And it's not good for the polity of this country. And to the president, Shatima has been a loyal person, and he's an intellectual who is performing incredibly well and representing. And the fact that he comes from the Kanuri ethnic tribe where my mother comes from does not make him less of any northerner in the part of the country. He should no go with the devil he knows. Trying to fish someone who will bring more fishes to him can lead him to a lot of crisis. That is my own view. That doesn't stop him as a president from doing what he wants to do. But I will give that suggestion. But if it comes to the point that you have to pick another vice president, Kongozi is not only than I am or than any other person in northwest part of the country is. So he should also look at that. And it is for us to think that the country should matter most to us. And the future, the peace, the stability is what should matter most to us. As for the North, what should matter most to us is what we can get most from this administration in terms of addressing our challenges before our time comes to produce a president for this country. And I think there are a lot of vice presidential and presidential material from the Northwest and other parts of the country. Some are even governors from other states. Never may be too selfish. Even some people around us here are very good, yes.
Let me bring on Mr. George. Mr. George, good morning and thank you for holding on. Please go ahead now. I think we kept Mr. George waiting too long. And so apologies, Mr. George, but I did want the senator to land with his thought before coming to you. Just in case if you're hearing this and you're able to call in again, please do so and I will come to you immediately. Even if I'm speaking with the senator at the time, I think he will understand. Okay, so I do, I appreciate what you've explained as your read of this particular situation. And it's interesting what you said last about the selflessness that should be brought to bear on this. I remember I was listening to, at the beginning of this whole the ADC, it is the ADC coalition. The former governor of Kaduna State was saying exactly what you are saying, that look, we should be selfless. Even me myself, I have no ambition. I don't have to be in it. But the thing is, from their point of view, people should just be selfless and let the system throw up whoever it will throw up so that they can get rid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That was the homily that he was putting out at that time. So here we are. They are saying that that is the way it is. But I want to take one thing that you have said, which is that Atiku is in there. And nobody can come up with any idea that will say that, Elder Atiku, please, just to one side, step aside for the moment while we go with this. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, you see, if the whole aim of the coalition has been pronounced by the former governor of Kaduna State is to remove Tinubu, then they are useless. They are useless because I thought when you are going to, when you are in opposition, you have an alternative to governance from what it is. You have programs on education, on health, on security, on so many things that you feel this government is doing wrongly, and you have the template of how you can do it better. But they don't have their own animosity and hatred is that Tinubu refused to carry them along. And what does that person has to say? He's been with Buhari for 8 years, and he was a governor for 8 years. And Tinubu lost 3 senatorial, lost 9 members of House of Reps. So what authority does he have to even say he wants to remove Tinubu. And let's be very, very good online comments and see. As far as the coalition is concerned, as long as they have that kind of personality in the helm of affairs, they should be rest assured that they have lost the votes of northern minorities in the north. And for the majority in the north, they are also unforgiving of his track record in office. So the people who want to salvage Nigeria, who wants to rescue Nigeria, who wants to change Nigeria, these are the same personality who would destroy this country and lead us to where we are today. They don't have anything new to do. Check them. They are all about MF. They are all about World Bank. They are all about getting federal allocation and implementing projects here and there and helping themselves and their families. So there is nothing new they are going to do. So any person who is looking for salvation and rescue from the same people who have been in the helm of affairs for the last 25 to 30 years is unfortunate. The ones I even pity is younger people. You see, I was a student in Government Science College, Kagara, Niger State. And when my elder brother, David Mark, was the governor of that state, we used to line up on the street with our flag to wave him each time he is passing. Now, brother David Mark or our uncle David Mark is now trying to rescue Nigeria. And then you look at it, the governor of Kaduna State, you are a minister for 4 years, DG for 4 years, governor for 8 years. You have not performed the wonders and miracle that will rescue, that will save, that will liberate, that will deliver Nigeria. It's now that you're out of government, you think of doing that. The same thing with other personalities within that coalition level. It's sad that this is where we're heading to. So, so I suggest very well that the president should simply go ahead with his reforms, build alliances, talk to those people whom your people close who don't want you to talk to, reach out, build bridges, complete your program, and safely, when you are done 2031, hand over power to the northern part of Nigeria.
Okay, one moment, Senator. I beg your pardon for interrupting you, but I wanted to bring on Okoroafo, calling in from Arochukwu. Good morning, Mazi. Mazi, can you hear me? We're fast running out of time.
Good morning, Sayuri.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good morning again. Mazi Okoroafo from Arochukwu. Sayuri, always speaking, for every success has a backing. I want to say, let me just to thank our First Lady, the President, Senator, for what she prayed covered the weekend, that Friday. The prayer she offered for Nigeria worked successfully for our Eagles, right? The Eagles, the Falcon, to bring back the cup. And the prayer she offered to God, God answered our prayer.
Yes, sir, but we are talking about the election. We're talking about the 2027 election.
Government should do the need for things and assist all those prayers at least. It's a very welcome development. Congratulations on our Super Eagles.
Thank you very much for calling in. I don't know if I could get, if I have just a little time left, but what do you think of the PDP? Because the PDP has been saying that it's coming back stronger. You know, that in fact, a lot of people that have exited are coming back in again. Maybe because of the time, a brief word on the attitude of the PDP is not being defeatist. It is saying that it is the only one that can fix this country.
Well, when you have 3 to 4 opposition that are called themselves strong, you have
very briefly, please.
You have a coalition, you have
yes,
you have Konkoso, and you have Peter Obi. What do you expect? It is a go-straight victory for President Tinubu. So PDP problem is self-inflicted. They committed a lot of blunders in the past, and they were not able to get themselves out of it. When APC was changing its own chairman and changing its own structures and trying to rejig itself, it's resetting itself for the future. And people are making sacrifices in the ruling party. But the opposition, people are not ready to make sacrifices. It's either them or nothing. The former governor of Kano State, Kanduchi, was the chairman of AP. He stepped down, and is now chairman of FAN in the interest of the party. They in the opposition are not prepared to do that.
Okay.
It's either them or nothing. So
we've completely run out of time, Senator. I beg your
Yes.
pardon, Senator. I get your drift, and we've completely run out of time. But as always, I must thank you very much for coming on the program and giving us the benefit of your erudite assessment of the political permutations ahead of 2027. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's where we're going to have to leave it. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Iyori Folani. Bye-bye for now.